All right, so are you thinking about maybe switching careers and getting into data science? Or maybe you're just like
Mhm.
keeping up with all the new stuff in tech, or
Yeah, yeah.
or maybe you just really like data.
I like data.
Either way, this is the deep dive for you.
Yeah.
Today, we are going to be talking about data science, and we have one source that's a really great overview of the whole field.
Yeah.
So we're going to look at what a data scientist actually does during the day and all the different skills you need, and even what the future holds for data science.
Right.
Did you know that data scientists are kind of like detectives?
Hmm.
They dig through data to find clues,
They do.
to solve mysteries, but instead of like catching a criminal,
Right.
they're helping companies make good choices.
Yeah, the source really stresses that data scientists are problem solvers,
Oh, totally.
like at their core.
Yeah.
They're taking raw data and like turning it into something real.
Yeah.
So think about this. They could be like figuring out how to make a supply chain run smoother
Oh, that'd be nice.
or predicting what customers are going to buy next or like
Sure.
developing like whole new products, all because of data.
So it's not just sitting at a computer and just being good at math.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
They're the bridge between the numbers and what actually happens.
Okay.
They're not just analyzing data, they're helping companies see the story that's in the numbers.
I love that.
Yeah.
Data storytellers.
Yeah.
And speaking of stories, our source talks about how important data visualization is.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to just find the answers in the data, you also have to explain it to people.
Exactly. Imagine you made a huge discovery, but you couldn't explain it to anybody.
All right.
That would be useless.
Yeah.
So data scientists have to make charts, graphs,
Oh, yeah.
dashboards,
Oh, yeah.
all kinds of things to tell the data story in a way that anyone can get it.
Okay, so let's get into it. What does a data scientist actually do all day?
Well, the source breaks it down into a few main tasks.
Okay.
Yeah. First, they spend a lot of time collecting, cleaning, and organizing data
Okay.
from all sorts of places.
Oh, wow.
So think of it like getting all the ingredients and prepping them before you start cooking.
Data prep.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very fun.
And it may not be super glamorous, but it's crucial.
Okay.
The source makes that really clear.
Okay.
A lot of the data scientist's time is spent fixing missing values or finding errors and just making sure the data is good
Right.
before they can even analyze it.
You can't build a house on a bad foundation.
Exactly.
So after they've prepped all the data, what happens?
That's when the fun starts.
Okay.
They use things like statistics and machine learning algorithms to build these predictive models.
Okay.
And these models let companies predict what might happen in the future or solve problems way better.
So this is where all the technical stuff comes in, like algorithms,
Yep.
machine learning.
That's where the skills like programming in Python, knowing databases, and SQL come in.
Wow.
And a good understanding of statistics and machine learning, you need the right tools for the job.
So it sounds like a pretty solitary job, like just hunched over a computer all day.
It's actually very collaborative.
Oh.
They work with engineers, marketing teams, product managers.
Oh, wow.
So it's about knowing what all the different parts of the business need
Okay.
and seeing how data can help them.
So it takes a team
It does, it really does.
to make data into something that actually makes a difference.
Yeah.
You need the skills to work with the data, but then also the people skills
Yeah.
to talk about what you find.
Exactly.
What about breaking into this field in the first place?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you need to know?
Well, the source talks about this toolbox idea.
Okay.
To be good at data science,
Mm-hmm.
you need the right tools in your toolbox.
Okay.
And just like a real toolbox,
Yeah.
you need all different kinds.
Oh, I see.
It's a mix of technical skills and what we call soft skills.
Okay.
Let's start with the technical side.
Okay.
The source says the most important ones are programming languages,
Right.
especially Python.
Okay.
Then you got SQL, which is for databases.
Yeah.
And then like a good grasp of statistics and machine learning.
So if I'm thinking about getting into data science, I should probably learn Python.
It's definitely the most popular language for data scientists these days.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and another thing from the source.
Yeah.
Cloud computing is becoming really important.
Oh, wow.
AWS Azure, Google Cloud.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of data science work is happening in the cloud.
So it's not just about the algorithms. You have to understand how it all works behind the scenes.
Exactly.
What about those soft skills you mentioned?
Those are huge.
Yeah.
The source really makes it clear that just being good at coding isn't enough.
Okay.
If you think about the big picture,
Yeah.
data science is all about solving problems and communicating.
Right.
You need analytical skills to break down complicated problems, and you have to be able to explain what you find, even to people who don't know anything about data.
There's that storytelling again.
Yeah,
So being a good communicator is just as important as all the technical stuff.
exactly. You have to take complicated data and make it into a story that makes sense to everyone. And that makes people do something about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you can't convince people to act based on what you found, all that work was for nothing.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about what they do, the tools they use,
Right?
how important those soft skills are.
Yeah.
What about actually getting a job as a data scientist?
Right.
What does our source say about the education and stuff you need?
Most data scientists have at least a bachelor's degree
Okay.
in something like computer science, statistics, or math.
So you've got to be good at math and logic.
It's definitely the foundation.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of data scientists have master's degrees
Wow.
or even PhDs.
That's a lot of school.
It's a field where you often need to put in a lot of time with education.
But what about experience?
Oh.
Does the source talk about that?
Experience is super important.
Okay, good.
The source mentions internships,
Right.
personal projects,
Okay.
even participating in those data science competitions like Kaggle. These are great ways to get real-world experience and build your skills.
So even if you don't have a fancy degree, you can still prove yourself.
Exactly. You got to show employers that you can actually solve problems.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
often just as good as a degree.
All right, we've covered a lot here.
We have.
Let's take a break and come back and talk about what kinds of careers you can have in data science and
Yeah.
what the future looks like for data science.
That's good.
I have a feeling it's pretty bright.
I think so too.
Hmm?
So are you ready to see where a data science career can take you?
Oh, yeah. Let's get into it. It sounds like there are so many different paths you could take.
There are so many. It's pretty amazing.
What are some of the options our source talked about?
Well, one path is to move up in a company.
Okay.
You could start as like a regular data scientist and then move up to senior data scientist
Okay.
and then maybe even lead data scientist and eventually even a management role
Oh, wow.
like data science manager or director.
So you could end up leading a whole team of data scientists and setting the strategy and making sure everyone is working towards the same goals.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a good path if you like being a leader and want to guide the data science work in a company,
Right.
but maybe you're more into the technical side of things.
Yeah, I was going to say, what if I want to stay hands-on?
There are definitely paths for that too.
Okay, like what?
You could specialize in something like machine learning and become machine learning engineer.
Oh, cool.
They're the ones who focus on developing and using those complex algorithms.
Right.
They tweak the models and make sure they work well in the real world.
So if you love building the brains behind all these data-driven applications,
Yeah,
this is the path for you.
it could be. Or you could go in a completely different direction and become a data engineer.
Oh, data engineer. What's that all about?
They build and take care of the data infrastructure that data scientists use.
Oh, so they're like the foundation.
They work with massive amounts of data, build the systems that move data around,
Wow.
and make sure it's clean and accurate and ready for analysis.
So they're kind of like the architects of data.
I like that. Yeah. They're
Huh.
the architect.
That sounds like it takes a lot of specific skills.
It does. They
Yeah.
need to know how to program.
Yeah.
And they work with big data technologies like Hadoop and Spark.
Okay.
Plus, they need to understand cloud platforms and really know how databases work.
So like getting into the details of how data systems work,
Yeah.
data engineering might be a good fit.
It could be. And then you have roles that are more research focused,
Okay.
like AI researcher or research scientist.
Oh, wow.
They're the ones pushing the limits of the field.
Yeah.
They often have PhDs and are developing new algorithms and testing out cutting-edge techniques.
So they're shaping the future of data science.
Exactly. And there's another really important role that we see more and more,
Okay.
the Chief Data Officer, or CDO.
Chief Data Officer. That sounds impressive. What do they do?
They're in charge of the company's overall data strategy.
Wow.
They make the rules about how data is used.
Okay.
They oversee the data collection, and management makes sure the data is high quality. And they're the ones pushing for everyone in the company to use data to make decisions.
So they're like the data champion of the company.
Yeah, they're often part of the leadership team and help shape how the company uses data to reach its goals.
There are so many different paths you can take in data science.
I know, it's amazing.
It's really cool how diverse it is.
Yeah, and the cool thing is a lot of these paths can actually overlap.
Oh, interesting.
You could start as a data scientist, move into data engineering, and then maybe even end up in a leadership role.
So many possibilities.
Possibilities are endless.
This is great information for anyone who is thinking about a career in data science.
Yeah,
It's not just one straight path. You can really make it your own.
that's right.
But before we wrap up, we should talk about the job outlook.
Yeah,
I mean, data science is really popular right now.
it is.
And I'm guessing the future looks good. Does the source say anything about that?
It does. And you're right. Data science is booming.
Awesome.
The source says the job market looks great because businesses are using data more and more.
Yeah,
The demand for good data scientists is only going to keep growing.
it makes sense.
Companies are realizing that data is valuable,
Right.
and they need people who can unlock that value.
It sounds like if you're a data scientist, you don't have to worry too much about finding a job.
That's what it seems like. The source says that data science jobs are popping up everywhere.
Really?
I mean, every industry you can think of.
Wow.
Finance, healthcare, technology, retail, manufacturing, you name it.
Data is everywhere.
It is. And so are the jobs for data scientists.
It's really incredible to see how data science is changing all these different areas.
It really is. And it's only going to keep growing as we get more data and find new ways to use it.
So we've got high demand, a ton of different industries to choose from. What about the money?
Yeah.
What kind of salary are we talking about?
Let's get to the important stuff.
I know it can be different depending on experience and location,
Of course.
but what's the general range? Did the source mention anything about that?
It did for data scientists in the U.S. The average salary is somewhere between $90,000 to $150,000 a year.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah. And remember, that's just the average
Right.
experienced data scientists,
Right.
especially those with specialized skills
Yeah.
or those working in areas where there's a lot of demand or for big companies can earn a lot more.
That's great to hear for anyone who's thinking about putting in the time and effort to build a career in data science.
It is. It seems like a really good investment.
It does. So it sounds like this is a field where you can have a stable job and also keep learning and growing.
Absolutely. It's both.
What more could you ask for?
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty exciting time to be a data scientist.
Yeah, it really is.
And with all the changes happening in technology, who knows what amazing opportunities are coming next?
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. Let's recap everything we've learned in this deep dive.
That's good.
We covered a lot, and I want to make sure our listeners really understand what it takes to do well in this field.
Yeah, let's go over the key points.
What are the most important things to remember? So let's recap. Data science is about using data to solve problems and find those little insights that can help businesses make smarter decisions.
Yeah,
It's a field that needs both brains and personality. You have to be technical, but also a good communicator.
for sure.
And the best part is the job market seems really hot with opportunities everywhere.
Yeah, you got it. The source really highlights that data science is not about just sitting at your computer crunching numbers all by yourself.
Right.
It's about working with people and understanding what different teams need
Yeah.
and then explaining what you found in the data in a way that everyone can get.
And it's also a field that's changing all the time.
Oh, yeah, constantly.
New tools, new techniques, new challenges popping up left and right.
Yep.
So data scientists need to be curious.
Yeah,
They need to be able to adapt, and they always need to be learning new things.
that's true. This isn't a field where you just learn the basics and you're good to go.
Right.
You've got to keep learning forever, always pushing yourself to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah,
But that's also what makes it so exciting.
totally.
You're never bored.
Yeah.
You're always facing new challenges, and you're actually making a difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay.
Inspired by something we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
We've covered all the cool things data science can do, but it really becomes amazing when you connect it to things you're passionate about.
Totally. Data science is a powerful tool,
Mm-hmm.
but it's up to you to decide how you want to use it.
Right.
So think about this. What problems do you really want to solve?
Yeah.
What kind of impact do you want to have on the world?
Right. What industries or research areas get you excited?
Because data science is so versatile, you can apply it to almost anything.
Yeah, you could be using data to improve healthcare,
Yeah.
fight climate change, personalize education,
Oh.
create smarter cities.
Even explore space.
It's incredible. The possibilities are endless.
Yeah. They are. So as you keep learning about data science, don't forget to ask yourself, where do I see myself making a difference?
That's a great point to end on. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into data science.
Yeah, it's been fun.
We've covered a lot, from the day-to-day work to the skills you need, the different careers you could have,
Right.
and even what the job market looks like and how much you could earn.
We did cover a lot.
But most importantly, we talked about what it means to be a data scientist.
Yes.
A problem solver, a storyteller, and someone who uses data to make the world a better place.
Absolutely well said. It's been great sharing all this with you and our listeners.
And remember, if this deep dive made you want to learn more, check out the show notes.
Yeah,
We've got links to resources, articles, tutorials, even some stories from data scientists working in all kinds of fields.
cool.
Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep asking those big questions.
Don't stop questioning.
This is The Deep Dive signing off.